Hello guys, it's teacher Yolanda here. Welcome to session 33. For this session we're going to be using our student's book, our workbook, and our English notebook, and of course a PDF file. Please go and get them. The pages that we're going to check today are 110 and 111, both in the student's book and the workbook. Number 1 says, go through the text quickly and find answers to the questions. Why were the children hiding? Why did one of the sailors know where the children were hiding? So try to find them. And once you find them, underline them. We're going to listen to the story and please follow with the audio and check if your answers were correct.
Book, pages 110 and 111. The Time Travellers. 2. Read and listen to the story to check your answers.
The Mary Celeste. The children hid in a lifeboat and watched the sailors working. They didn't seem very friendly. 2 of them came and stood by the lifeboat.
I'm worried.
One of them said.
The captain's nervous. He's already shouted at me 3 times today.
Achoo!
Sneezed Patrick.
Whoops. I'm sorry.
The sailors heard the noise and looked in the lifeboat. They found the children and took them to the captain.
Look what we found,
One of them said.
Lock them in my cabin.
Said the captain. He looked worried.
I'll talk to them later.
The children looked around the cabin. The door would not open.
Now what?
Alex asked.
We'll have to wait and see what the captain says,
Said Patrick. Phoebe picked up a book from the table.
Hey, listen guys. It's the captain's diary.
She read out.
Things are strange. There is something wrong with the ship. I have a strong feeling that something bad is going to happen.
Quick!
Patrick interrupted.
Come and look out of the porthole. Look at all those lights. It's our gate.
Shouted Alex.
We've got to go. But those lights are green.
Said Phoebe.
Our gate's yellow. That's very strange.
We've got to get out of here.
Said Patrick.
Let's break the door down.
The children picked up the table and banged it against the door. It opened and they walked out. There were green gates glowing all over the ship. The children were amazed.
Look, there's a sailor. He's walking through one of the green gates.
Shouted Alex. The sailor walked through the gate, and a second later, he was gone. Everything was silent. There was no one left.
Now I remember,
Said Alex.
the Mary Celeste was the ship that they found with no one on it. No one knew what happened.
Now we know. But nobody will believe us.
Said Phoebe.
Look,
Shouted Patrick.
there's a yellow light. That's our gate. Come on.
The children stepped into the yellow gate. They were gone in a flash and landed in their school playground with a thump.
Whoa!
I don't believe it.
Said Phoebe.
We're home. Look, there are Sam and Rob.
The time travellers ran over to their friends.
Hey guys!
Said Patrick.
You'll never guess what just happened. We had an incredible journey. That explosion in the science lesson created a time tunnel.
Very funny. We haven't had science yet. It's this afternoon.
Sam laughed.
Come on, lunch is nearly over, and I want to play football.
The three friends looked at each other. Were they really back at the right time? Or was something wrong?
So, that is the end of the Time Travelers story so far. Do you want to know what happens next? Well, that will be in your 6th grade student's book and workbook. So, you will find out soon. So, in the end, they were back in school. Number 3 at the next page says, match the sentence halves to make the summary. Are you ready? Please, let's do the summary. So these are the correct answers. The children hide in a lifeboat. The sailors talk about the captain. The sailors lock the children in the cabin. Phoebe finds a diary on the table. Patrick lets out of the porthole. The children use the table to break the door. The children see lots of green lights. The children arrive in the playground. Ready? Correct? In case you have any mistakes. Now the next activity says think. Remember that when the activity says think, that means that the answer is not directly in the text. You have to think. Read and add another answer for each question. Then choose the best answer. Why are these think? Because we don't know. It's actually a mystery. Why was the captain worried? A. The ship was going the wrong way. B. His sailors were all aliens. What other option do you think it's possible? 2. Where did the sailors go? Into a UFO. What is a UFO? An unidentified flying object. B. To another time. Invent your letter C. What might be wrong back at school? It's not really their school. Their friends don't believe their story. Or what else? We're going to share our options later on in the class. At page 110, but now in the workbook, it says, remember the story, look at the pictures, and complete the text. So, you're going to complete the text, most likely with the words that are depicted or illustrated here. So, here we have, the first one says, the children are on a big sailing ship. The crew doesn't look very friendly, so they hide in a lifeboat. So basically, you cannot use lifeboat then. But now you get to use number 2, number 3, number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Use them here in the correct number, and we will check in a moment. Please pause the video and do it. These are the correct answers, but they are a little bit moved. I don't know why. The children are on a big sailing ship. The crew doesn't look very friendly, so they hide in a lifeboat. Unfortunately, Patrick sneezes and some sailors find them. They take the children to the captain, who tells them to lock them in his cabin. He seems very worried. Inside the cabin, Phoebe finds the captain's diary. It says that he thinks something strange is going to happen. Patrick tells them to come and look out of the porthole. Outside, they can see a light, but it's not yellow like the gate. It's green. The children decide to break down the door with a table. They race outside. There are lots of green lights on the ship, and the sailors are walking through them and disappearing. Alex then remembers about the Mary Celeste, a ship they found with no one on it. Then they see the yellow glow of the gate. They walk through it and find that they are back in the playground. Yes, so here the answer is playground at the school. Home at last. Or are they? And that is the mystery. Please correct in case you have any mistakes. After that, it says, read the text in activity 1. What text is one that we have already done? Who or what do the underlined words refer to? What are the underlined words? These. Look at them. They, he, it, them, it, and they. And we have numbers here to help you locate the words. So they want you to substitute the pronouns for the words. For example, they in line number 2 is talking about the children. Let's confirm that. If you can say the children, then it is correct. The children are on a big sailing ship. The crew doesn't look very friendly, so the children hide in a lifeboat. Okay. So what you have to do is to put the names of the things they are talking about. In this case, it's the children hide in a lifeboat. Please do it, and we're going to check them in a while. These are the correct answers. They are here, and they are small. Why are they small? Because I want to read the text with you while we check all of these. Let me try to make this like a little bit bigger for you. Yeah, here we go. So let's read. I am not going to read these. I am going to read the substitution of the pronouns so you can understand the exercise. Again, the children are on a big sailing ship. The crew doesn't look very friendly, so the children hide in a lifeboat. Unfortunately, Patrick sneezes, and some sailors find them. They take the children to the captain, who tells them to lock them in his cabin. The captain seems very worried. Inside the cabin, Phoebe finds the captain's diary. The diary says that he thinks something strange is going to happen. Patrick tells Alex and Phoebe to come and look out of the porthole. Outside, they can see a light, but it is not yellow like the gate. It's green. The children decide to escape and break down the door with a table. They race outside. There are lots of green lights on the ship, and the sailors are walking through the green lights and disappearing. Alex then remembers about the Mary Celeste, a ship they found with no one on the ship. Then they see the yellow glow of the gate. They walk through the yellow gate and find that Alex, Phoebe, and Patrick, or the children, are back in the playground of the school. Home at last? Or are they? Okay, so these are the correct answers. Correct in case you have any mistakes. The next exercise says, read an answer. Number 1, where are the children? They are on a big sailing boat. Number 2, why does the sailor find the children? 3, what do the children read? 4, why does Patrick tell the other 2 to come to the porthole? 5, why are the children careful not to walk into a green light? 6, why do the children think that something is wrong when they get back to school? We're going to check the answers later on in our class, but I am going to help you. These are the answers, but they are in disorder, so that doesn't mean that this is number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. No. You have to read them and put them in the correct place. What question is the correct answer for these ones? Okay? And we're going to check it later in the class. Again, pay attention. These are the possibilities. Because Patrick sneezes, because they arrived before the science lesson, because the sailors disappeared when they walked into them. They read the captain's diary. They are on a big sailing boat, because he can see a green light. Choose the correct answer for these questions. On the next page it says, read the captain's diary and write the words. They don't give you any word that you could use. So, what do you think is the best one to use? So, these are the correct answers. Let's check. Things are strange. There is something wrong about this ship. I have a strong feeling that something bad is going to happen to my ship and my men. Last night I had a dream. It was a very strange dream, a terrible dream. There were green lights all over the ship. My men and I walked into them. We didn't want to, but we couldn't stop. We had to walk. We walked through the lights and suddenly we were in a very strange place. We weren't on the ship anymore. We were on dry land. We were on the side of a mountain and there was smoke coming from the top of it. I looked at my men. They were frightened. Below us we could see a small town. It wasn't like any town I have ever seen. Suddenly there was a huge explosion and a giant fireball shot out of the mountain into the sky. And that is when I woke up. I know it was only a dream, but it seemed so real. This morning, when I woke up, I found the ship's cat was missing. She's my lucky charm, and now I am afraid for the safety of my ship and my men. So, where do we get these words from? From the text. If we read the text carefully, we can see that these are the words that fit the best into the text. Okay? So, if you have any questions about it, please, it's time to correct it. Now, the next part is something that we're going to check in our class. It says, think, imagine you're the captain, write a message in a bottle. So, write a message in the bottle, something like this, but now of your own invention. You're going to read it to the class. And what places or times do you think the children should visit the next year in 6th grade? For example, I think they should go to Roman times in 750 before Christ. So, what place do you think or would you like to see Phoebe, Patrick and Alex visiting the next year? Write it and we will check it in the class. Last but not least, remember we have a PDF file and we have an extra activity of reading and writing. So please read it and we will check it in a few minutes. See you there. Bye.